This is Richard Nevins from Agents of Fandom here with John Hoffman from Inside Out 2 Story Supervisor. Thank you so much for joining me. I've been looking forward to talking to you.
Thank you.
So yeah, I guess we'll just get right to it. We don't have a ton of time.
Yeah.
But so you've worked with Pixar on a few occasions, Cars 3, Luca. Now this one, it's obviously a sequel rather than original. What do you think are the biggest challenges for you between developing like an original story, like something like Luca, or coming onto something like Inside Out 2 that's been around for a little while already?
Uh, there's definitely differences. I think for doing the original films, you basically have to create an entire world, and you have to figure out how to very efficiently, but also in a very entertaining way, get the audience to understand that world, who those characters are, and how that works almost very quickly. And that is where the bulk of the work goes for the original films. For a movie like Inside Out 2, the world is already established, the characters are already established, and so it's more of just reminding the audience of, like, this is how this works, and these are who these characters are, and remember how great they are, and all that. So that's kind of the differences. The thing with Inside Out 2, though, is there was a bit of an extra pressure because the first movie created this language for adults and kids to talk to about their feelings and everything, and we heard a lot about how important that was to people. And so it kind of put an extra pressure that I haven't experienced on any of the other films I've worked on, where it was sort of like, oh, we need to really stick the landing on this one and make sure we're helping people, navigate these sort of new emotions that show up in Riley's head for the second movie.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, that movie did so much to, on that level.
Yeah.
Now, coming on to this one after you weren't involved with the original one, what was kind of the biggest element visually that you wanted to keep either most intact from the first movie or see if you could improve upon it?
I don't know if I had any goals as far as keeping the visuals intact. I think I was more interested in figuring out how we could expand the world and see things that we didn't see in the first movie, and find some fun new locations and characters, and just kind of build on the world, and build things out in a way that was really exciting.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, now with so many new characters in this one, obviously, ennui, embarrassment,
Yeah.
anxiety. How involved were you in deciding which new characters actually made the cut for this movie, considering Riley's a teenager now? And were there any you wanted that didn't necessarily make the cut too?
I'm pretty happy with the characters we ended up with. We had there was a very early version of the movie where we had even more characters, and some of them were kind of cut because we discovered that, oh, this is a really funny joke, but that's all we've got for this character. And we
Mhm.
just wanted to sort of focus on, so it's sort of like really about paring down to what were the characters, what were the emotions that we needed to introduce in Riley's head that would help us most with the story we were trying to tell.
Yeah, no, for sure. And obviously there are so many like new ones on top of the ones that were already there in the first one.
Yeah.
Now one more question I had. Take a look at this movie like if you were creating it on something like your teenage life, which is obviously we're looking at the way this movie looks at the lives of teenagers, 13-year-olds.
Uh-huh.
What do you think if you were making this movie just on based off yourself, what do you think would be the most prevalent emotions like in John Hoffman's head?
Oh, geez. I think anxiety still probably would have been a big one, like, yeah, a lot of social anxiety probably. And then I did kind of like a lot of dumb, stupid stuff when I was a teenager. So whatever emotion equates to that, of just like, hey, yeah, this thing seems like a good idea to jump off of, and yeah, I'll ride this shopping cart down a hill. A lot of stuff like that. So um, uh, danger? I don't know. That's not an emotion, but yeah,
Yeah, something like that.
yeah, some sort of teenage boy emotion that kind of doesn't really quite think things through probably would have been my my main go-to.
Something along the lines of the danger or stupid, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I should have listened to Fear a lot more, I think.
Maybe it's the absence of fear.
Yeah, the absence of fear. He just sort of disappeared for a while.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, that's all the time we have. I know it was quick and easy, but John, thank you so much for joining me on this.
Thanks,
Really looking
Richard.
forward to seeing the movie. I've heard great things about it, and good luck with the rest of Pixar and the rest of your future.
Awesome. Thanks so much.